Welcome to my YouTube, A Square Math Made Easy Academy. Now, today we are going to look at a different topic on differentiation by chain rule. And this topic that we're going to look at has to do with how to differentiate a natural log, a natural word log, or differentiation of logarithm word function. Now, I want you to look at this particular question. Now, can you observe this? Look at this. If y is log of 6x minus 1 exponential. Now the question says find y prime. Find y prime. The prime simply means dy dx or derivative or differentiation. Now I want you to look at the options. The first one is A, 3 over 6x minus 1. Option B, minus 2 over 2x plus 1. Option C is 6 over 6x minus 1. Then option D is what? Minus 6 all over 6x plus minus what? 1. Now, before I introduce this or solve this particular question, there are two things that we needed to observe what here as far as logarithm function is what concerned. The first thing we are going to observe is this. I want you to watch. Whenever you are asked to differentiate this thing is called log x exponential. I said log what? X what? Exponential. And this log x exponential is the same thing as saying ln x. As saying what? Ln x. We call it natural word log. Natural word log. Now the question is, it has a standard by which you can differentiate what? This. Now, how do we differentiate log x exponential? Exponential, logarithm of what? X exponential, or ln what? X. Now, this is the format. The first thing you are going to do, anytime you see logarithm function, call it 1 over that. I just want to give you a secret, and I will explain the meaning of what? That. Call it 1 over what? That. Then after calling it 1 over that, then you now multiply it. Then you now differentiate that. Differentiate what? That. And simplify, and that is all. So let's do it now. This is called just shortcut of it. And we have chain rule by which we can solve this particular problem, which I will still solve it. Now let us continue now. How do we differentiate log x exponential or ln x? I said it is 1 over what? That. That is x. That is what? X. Then I will now put the x here. Are you with me now? The next thing is to multiply. Then the next thing is to differentiate that. What are we differentiating? We are differentiating what? X. You know, by the general formula for differentiation, if you are asked to differentiate x, x is always what? 1. Are you there? How is it 1? I want you to watch this. This is something like this. I have x. This is invisible what? 1. How do I differentiate it? 1 times x will give us what? X. Raise it to that power and introduce minus 1 from the general word formula. It will now give us x raised to power what? 0. Why 0? Is because 1 minus 1 is what? 0. So a lot of indices, a variable raised to power 0 and it raised to power 0 is always what? 1. So which means they ask you to differentiate x, the answer is what? 1. If they ask you to differentiate 2x, the answer is what? 2. If they ask you to differentiate minus 3x, the answer is what? Minus 3. Have I made myself clear? So let's move on. Now, having identified it now, what is the next thing? You now simplify. Oh yeah, watch it. I will now say 1 times 1 will give you what? 1. Then all over what? X. This is the final what? Answer. That is a concept that we're going to initiate in order to solve this particular problem. Are you with me now? So now, let's get the question now. I want you to observe it. Now, in as much as it is a natural log, can we now look at this? Y then equal to log of what? 6x minus 1. Are you there? Exponential. Expo what? Nential. Yeah, let us differentiate it now. Remember, I told you before, another name for it is ln of what? 6x minus 1. Now, since there is log, We said it is 1 over that. And what is that? That is 6x minus 1. Are you there now? Then I will multiply. I will do what? Multiply. Then the next thing is to differentiate that, which is the 6x minus 1. If you differentiate 6x minus 1, it will give you what? 6. Are you with me now? It will give you what? 6. Now that is all. Minus 1 is a constant. Throw it away, or is 0. So at the end now, I will now say 1 times 6 will give me what? 6. Are you with me? Then all over, we have what? 6x, then minus 1. Can you see the tricks there? And that is the final word answer. If you observe it now, you find out that in the option, the correct answer is option what? C. Now that I've given you the shortcut, can we now observe it, how to solve it normal? How to solve it what? Normal. Using what we call what? Chain rule. Watch this now. Now, I will now say using differentiation by what? Chain rule. Using differentiation by what? Chain rule. The question is, why is it chain rule? That is what you should ask yourself. It is chain rule because it is just talking about a single function. And that single function is just logarithm. It's just what? Logarithm. Now, let's assume now that I added x here now. It is no longer chain rule. It is called product rule. It is called what? Product rule. The reason is because x now is multiplying log. Okay, let's assume now, I will now say all over what? X. It is no longer what? Chain rule. It is called quotient rule, which I will still teach most of my videos that will be coming out. Now, let's continue. So using differentiation by what? Chain rule. Look at the formula. dy dx is du over what? Dx times dy all over what? Du. All over what? Du. Remember, we are still talking about this, that y is log of 6x minus 1 what? Exponential. Are you with me? Now, the question is, which one are we going to call u and differentiate, and which one are we going to call y and what? Differentiate. So you call the one after the log as what? U. So we start with by saying, let u be equal to 6x minus 1. Now, what does it mean? I am now want to differentiate u with respect to what? X. It will give me du over what? Dx. Oh yeah, let's move. Differentiate 6x. I have told you already the answer is what? 6. Then throw this one away because it's a constant, or rather is 0. Are you there? I have gotten du dx from the word formula. So the next one is to say, let y be what? Log u. Log what? U. Because we are differentiating y against what? U. Log u what? Exponential. Then if I'm to differentiate it, I will be having dy all over what? Du. Are you there? Is now equal to, I have told you before, this one has a principle. And the principle is that whenever you encounter what? Log, it is 1 over that. And what is that? U. Are you there? Then you multiply and put what? And differentiate that. If you differentiate that, which is u, it will still give you what? 1. Then 1 times 1 will give you 1 all over what? U. Am I talking? Am I talking? Are you with me? Well, yeah, watch this now. Having identified dy, du, let's go to the formula and substitute. So I will now have dy all over what? Dx as now equal to, the first one is du dx. What is du dx? Du dx is what? 6. Then times, what is dy du? Dy du is 1 over what? U. Are you there? Then multiply. 6 times 1 will give you what? 6 all over what? U. So substitute for u. Go to the question, what is u? I will now have this as 6 all over what is u? U is what? 6x minus 1. This is what we call differentiation by what? Chain rule. Can you see that now? It has corresponded with that shortcut that I have taught earlier enough. Are you with me now? So, gentlemen and ladies, don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to share and don't also forget to comment. Thank you.